Hey everybody, this is Greg Morton from That Videogame Blog, and you are watching and listening to our podcast edition of Weekly 8-Bits. With me today, it's my good friend Robert Robertson.
Hey everybody, happy to be here.
Alright, so why don't we go ahead and hop into the first topic?
Our first news item today is that Capcom is releasing Darkstalkers Resurrection.
Now, what is this? Because I personally haven't played it, or haven't played the previous ones.
It's pretty much a re-release of some older arcade fighting games, some of my favorite games ever. Morrigan Ainsland of Marvel vs. Capcom and all of those Marvel vs. and Capcom vs. games actually got her start in these games. It's just it's just your basic fighter. The engine was actually the basis for, well, a lot of the kind of faster-paced Marvel vs. type games. In Darkstalkers Resurrection, it's a re-release of Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, and Darkstalkers 3. It's due out in 2013, early 2013 actually, and it's going to be about 1,600 Microsoft points or $15 on the PlayStation Network.
Nice. And I just wanted to point out here, guys, that we have no idea what the hell we're doing on the screen right here. We're just kind of playing around with a few characters that we don't really know too much about, so we're like all sitting here hitting on the dummies, playing with the menus, trying to figure out what's going on, right?
I kill things.
Yes, well, you have a boss character, that's why. Okay, so also one thing that we wanted to talk about was that we actually just recently had a giveaway for Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013. Congratulations to Bruce, who won. I'm not going to go into too much into, who he is, like his last name,
who you are,
address, social, because like we collect all that info when you win.
You know who you are.
Yes, Bruce, congratulations. He won Steam codes for the game and for the expansion that's out for it. That was pretty cool. And I'm also proud to say that he's actually a previous winner too. He won some closed beta keys for MechWarrior Online.
Way to go, Bruce! Keep kicking ass.
He's had two free things from us. Maybe 3 in the near future. We'll see. We've had a trailer come out recently for Devil May Cry. What do you think about that?
This breaks my heart. This whole game breaks my heart. Any news on this game breaks my heart. Just because, well, I got a little bit of a hands-on experience with this game at Comic-Con, and it plays well. I will say it plays well. It looks very pretty, except for its lead character. Dante is no longer this fun-loving rock star type of character. He is this douchebag with cynical. He's a cynical douchebag. Yeah, that's the best way. It's the best way I can put it. It's just
cynical
like
douchebag.
Oh, well, so, the other Dante's like, this is really cool. I'm really badass. I shrug off everything. This guy's like, you're kind of like playing as him, and you're like, you are such a dick. I want to punch you in the face.
Just how much hands-on time did you have with this game?
It's Comic-Con. I had about 5 minutes with it. It plays like the other Devil May Cry games. Well, close enough to the other Devil May Cry games. There's a thing with the frame rate. On consoles, the frame rate's going to be 30 frames per second, but Devil May Cry was such intricate as far as combo moves and stuff like that, frame count. Kind of like a two-dimensional fighter as far as like you get your moves right. Very similar concept. The 60 frames per second helped a lot with that. Although you will be getting 60 frames per second on a PC, on the PC version of the game.
Robert, I just wanted to point out that you don't have to be constantly shooting at everything. Holy crap. You're just not letting go of that trigger.
Kneel before Zod.
That's great.
Anyway, Devil May Cry is going to come out January 15th of next year. And the saddest part of all of this, despite all of my bitching about this game, is I am probably going to buy it.
Well, I haven't played any of the previous ones. I actually haven't really owned a PlayStation in my whole life. I've always been an Xbox fan.
Well, the collection of 1, 2, and 3 is on the Xbox 360.
Is on the Xbox. Well, then you know what? I just might have to try that out. Well, news for today. We've had a few things happen today. For starters, MechWarrior Online, like we mentioned earlier, is now out of its closed beta and into its open beta. So everybody is more than happy to, or is more than welcome to go ahead and hop on and start playing that. I've been playing it since July. It's actually a lot of fun. Very, very realistic. What else is happening today?
We also have Borderlands 2, Captain Scarlet's Pirate Booty DLC coming out today. First of 4 major DLCs coming out between now and June of 2013. And it's going to be 800 Microsoft points or $10. Or you can just download it if you bought the season pass for the DLC.
There's also something with PlayStation All-Stars, right?
Oh, yeah. We have the Super Smash Bros. Ripoff, which actually looks like a lot of fun. PlayStation All-Stars Battle. Open beta opens for that today. In this, you get to play as Crappy Dante, along with characters like the more awesome Kratos and Fat Princess, and I think Parappa the Rapper, for those of you that remember him, yes, he is in this game. It does look like a lot of fun, and if they have an alternate costume for Crappy Dante that's real Dante, I won't bitch about it.
Well, if PlayStation All-Stars ever comes out for the Xbox 360, then I just might try it out. But judging by the name, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Okay, and yesterday, actually, Riders of Rohan came out for the expansion for Lord of the Rings. All you fans of Middle-earth out there, I'm sure, can be enjoying that one. So, oh, and just recently we actually had our weekly buy or bargain bin post from James, one of the writers for our website. And this week's competition was Modern Warfare 3 versus Battlefield 3. Robert, what's your preference?
When I play a first-person shooter, I play on PC, and the Battlefield 3 was much better than Modern Warfare 3 on the PC. However, if we're talking Xbox 360, like 85% of gamers probably play, I'd have to give it to Modern Warfare 3.
Well, I would be one of those 85%. I have a kick-ass PC, but I usually play most of my games on the Xbox. And my vote certainly went to Modern Warfare 3. That's one of my favorite games. I'm quite good at it. But unfortunately, I'm not happy to see that it's losing on the site big time, but that's all right. And just out of curiosity, really quick, last week's competition was with Wolfenstein 3D versus Doom. Which one would you have picked?
Just Doom.
Oh, man, I was Wolfenstein 3D, and that one lost too. What the hell?
Well, I grew up with Doom and played Wolfenstein 3D after Doom. So technically, okay. Doom was the first-person shooter I've ever played.
I grew up with Wolfenstein 3D. I'm all about killing Germans any way I can.
It's nostalgia, man. Nostalgia is the thing that will literally judge judge what game preference. Like, if you put Link to the Past against Ocarina of Time, I will choose Link to the Past every single time.
And I just want to point out, I don't mean current Germans, because they're kind of cool right now.
Yes, the Germans are very cool. They gave us the Audi. Don't kill the Germans. Don't kill Germans. Germans are awesome.
I drive a BMW, just to let you Germans know I'm supporting you guys. Okay. All right, you know what? I think that's just about it for all of our news for today.
Quick talk. I kind of saw an article on Kotaku about why open RPGs don't really lack in story. They said things about you can't, like say in Skyrim, you can't really take characters seriously because you put like a bucket on their head or something. I don't necessarily agree with that. When you get into the straightforward RPG thing, like you can't take it seriously because you're in the middle of a story and all of a sudden you veer off. And you just don't really get a chance to complete it.
That's true. I've always found that I get more involved in the plots of games that are, more of a linear storyline rather than a game like Skyrim or Oblivion where you can take off, left or right. I have to say that whole open world thing, I think, kind of ruins the whole whole plot.
Don't get me wrong. Open world games are still awesome. Like, you can go into like Skyrim and have hundreds of hours of fun, but if you go something that gives you a little bit more of a linear path, like say Sleeping Dogs, which is also an open world game, but it very much tells you, okay, this is where you need to go. Or Knights of the Old Republic, where you have enough of exploration where you can get the exploration part out of your system, but it's linear enough to actually...
Absolutely. That was an amazing game.
Or
Knights of the Old Republic.
My favorite RPG of the past decade, Witcher 2, which is the definitive give you plenty of time to explore while balancing out the fact that you have enough story choices and characters that are so interesting that you can actually keep up with the story.
Well, we're curious to hear what you guys think. Do you think that having a open world RPG kind of hurts the storyline of a video game? Why don't you go ahead and let us know in the comments below. We'll be curious to see what you guys have to say. And that's about it for our weekly 8 Bits. So everybody, we'll see you next week.
Later, guys.